All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to week 2 of our monthly progression for August. So every week I like to give an update on what's been happening in BDO and what I've done throughout the weeks, just in case you've missed it. It's kind of just like a recap. So before we get into like what we've made in terms of like silver and progress, I wanted to share with you all the videos just in case you haven't caught any of them and or you're new to the channel as well. So I took a little screenshot of the videos that I uploaded throughout the week, and starting from the one at the bottom right is the one we started with. So August 1st, we did a video called Window Shopping. Now every month we do this as a series, and basically I talk about what the market price trends are. So I talk about things that are worth buying versus enhancing yourself, and we talk about the items that are kind of like going up in price or going down because of events and everything. So if you're looking for notable items such as like various weapons, black stars, accessories, and everything, I talk about that. We do that once a month, and you guys can look at market trends as well. So I thought that was pretty helpful, and you should check it out if you haven't already. With the recent patch as well, the next video we talked about was the pet levels got removed. And so basically the way it works right now in game is we have pets. That's not new. So remember how we had to level up our pets from level 1 to 10, and then there are tiers of them. So they removed a level version, which is basically at level 1 they loot slower than the level 10. And so they got rid of it. They all just loot at the same pace now, which I think is overall a good thing. And so the difference between that and tiers are like the amount of skills they have, and they all loot at the same pace. And so that, I think that's overall a good thing. If you want to check out that video and you learn more about it, aside from that, people are still selling pets, and I explained why, and so now is a good time. Check out that video. And just in case you're curious to know about all the videos, just go to my YouTube page and then just click on like the video tab, and then those are all like the recent 7 from last week. So it's right on the top. So if you want to check it out, it's right there. Next, we have the Sea Palace event. As you guys know, the event started, and you just do a bunch of stuff like quests, and you get a bunch of boxes and rewards. I think it's overall pretty interesting. So if you want to watch the first 30 minutes of it, it's pretty cool. And if you haven't done Land of the Morning Light, you can get there. The fast travels are free for at least the 2 weeks the event is on, I believe. So you can go to Velia to the event area, and then the event area takes you either back to Velia or Land of the Morning Light, so you don't have to take the well and charge you like 32 mil from there and back. And so I think that's good. So that was a little playthrough of it, the first 30 minutes of it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. The next video we had is quests to do for new players. Now I think this is an interesting one to watch, because I know that we have a lot of new players coming into the game because of obviously Land of the Morning Light, and a lot of content creators were talking about the game, so that helped it as well. And so in that video, I talked about important quests that I think are worth doing, because it gives you permanent stats to your account, or items that you would get that you don't have to spend real money to get as well. So basically you're saving hundreds of dollars, and I teach you what quests to look out for those quests. So whether you're a new player or not, I think that's a good one to check out. And those were my top picks. Next one we had was the Bloody Monastery. So after about a year, I decided to try out Awakening Dark Knight again, and we tried out that spot. I thought it was fine. Like, a lot of people ask me what I think of Awakening Dark Knight and its succession better. So Dark Knight is actually one of the classes that we're really lucky that both specs are very viable, and I think both of them have their uses, and I think both of them are truly very good. So yeah, we tried it out again, and I still play both of them, but if you want to see me play Awakening Dark Knight in a grind spot for an hour, We talked about some cool stuff and my thoughts on the upcoming changes in that video. So like Korea has some of these changes now, like cron prices, costumes, grind spot buffs and changes. You've probably seen a lot of videos on other content creators. I remember specifically in that video, while we were just grinding an hour, I talked about a lot of that and I gave people my takes on everything. The next video we have is Buffs and Elixirs Guide. Now, this video is more of an update because a lot of people are trying to grind new spots while the no crystal loss event is still going on. So like when you die, you don't lose crystals. So I made a video on which buffs and elixirs to use and how you guys can go about getting it, which ones I think are the bottlenecks for everything. So if you want to watch that, I think it's really important just because if you want to start grinding more efficiently, that's literally what I use. And I talk about things from a beginner's perspective all the way to people who are min-maxing all the way up to endgame and focusing on elixirs. But even if you aren't at that point, which buffs would I use for your everyday use? So definitely something to watch. And a video we uploaded yesterday was my group grind at Olin's Valley. So that one is considered one of the endgame spots. Like it recommends like 300 AP, 380 DP. So if you want to watch what it looks like at endgame grinding, that's one of those, and it's a group spot. So those are the videos that I uploaded throughout this week. And now in terms of the gains that we've made in-game, so a little bit earlier I was enhancing. I actually have a video of this, but it wasn't really pretty to watch. So I was like, do I really want to upload this? So I'm like, I don't know. So I actually made a pencil earlier, and through sheer will and like bashing my head, dedication, we made it. We started at a 100 stack, and then we pushed all the way to 165, and like that alone is not too bad. Just, you know, aside from failing, what is it? 13 pen attempts on the soul. Getting there was the process. And so we actually did that, and we have a pen soul now. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because one, if you tag a character, it's weird. Shies are just built different, and apparently their class is special, so you can't tag a awakening weapon for them. So I figured I want to make this myself and just get it done, and now we have a pen one. So the reason also was because I'm in the place where I want to grind group spots, and I figured Shies are very wanted. If you are like, you know, Shies are like the only class that can hard debuff enemies and just give buffs to your enemies. So like if you're, or your group mates as well. So if you're doing group spots like Olin's, Crypt of Resting Thoughts, or just like the very high end spots, Shies are very wanted. And so I figured, hey, I might as well try it out. And so we made one. And even if I didn't make a pen, I was like, oh, okay, so I'll just build more fail stacks for whatever we enhance next. So either way it went on a 165. We started at 100, so we got it. That's pretty cool. And, well, it's good because I have an extra Garmoth's Heart that I got from Garmoth like a year ago. And I was like, I don't want to sell this. It's like, you know what they should do? I've made my opinions very clear on my thoughts on Garmoth's Heart. So aside from, you know, the usual raise the drop rate of Garmoth's Hearts, that would literally fix the problem. I've given Pearl Abyss my feedback, and I've told them like, hey, as a partner, we get to have a direct line of contact with the CMs, GMs, and people, right? So everyone has been talking about it. I see it on the forums all the time. But aside from raising the drop rates, my idea of how they should fix it is, instead of the 3 that they added for the week, like the dumb event, where it's like that, they even canceled Garmoth this entire week because they had like a bug. So not only that didn't help anything, but my stance on it would be, here's how I would fix Garmoth. make them like the world or guild bosses. So like, you know, these things, like the guild bosses, Khan, Farid, the things your guild probably does. Now add one for your guild. Now what this would do is just add more chances of people getting a Garmoth heart throughout the week. And I understand not everyone is able to actually go to the world boss of Garmoth, like, you know, whenever it spawns, because sometimes it's just like really late at night or super early. So by having one for the guild, your guild can schedule it, and that means there's more heart circulating on the market, and so that means more people will be able to get it. Also, you know, raise the drop rate of it and raise the price on the central market. The cap right now is actually, let me check that out right now. Hearts are 9.1 billion with 1,000 orders. Do you know how easy it is to get 9 billion by the time you're at the point where you actually need the Garmoth hearts? That's like 10 hours of grinding. So they did this with Bell, so I'm kind of wondering why they don't even raise the price, because Bell's heart used to be the same price as, you know, the Garmoth's heart. Then they raised the cap of it to be 16.5, and there's still orders on it. Because by the time you're getting the Bell's heart, like getting 15 to 16 billion, it's pretty easy to do. So what would I raise the price of Garmoth's heart to? I think 25 billion would be a good spot. Now, I understand to a new player, that's probably a lot of silver, but as a new player, this is not an item really for you. You get it like when you're transitioning from mid to end game. And so I think this should be expensive, so people would actually have an incentive to sell it for people who, like veterans like myself, who already have them. And also because you need 3 of them, and well, at least 2 of them. So like if you are just, you know, a normal player, you probably need one for your awakening weapon and your sub weapon. And if you're like a PvPer as well, you probably have a Nuver and a Kudum. So that's 3 of them. So that's like 2 offhands, 1 awakening. And if you plan on tagging a shy, if you're not a shy main, you need 4 of them. Suddenly that's 100 billion silver. And that's like, what, the price of almost a Pen Blackstar? And by the time you get to that point where you actually think you need it, 100 billion, easy, very obtainable. And so that's my stance on it, and that's the feedback I've given. So, you know, raise the price, raise the drop rate, add more spawns that, you know, don't break the game on the NA servers at least. And so, and like guild Garmoth would actually fix the timing so more people can actually do it. So let me know, what do you think of that suggestion? And I've already told them, but like that would be my feedback. So just like everyone has a chance to do it. And yeah, so overall, what else have I been doing? I've been grinding various spots, as you guys can see in the videos, and my goal is to save up enough to get Deboreka necklace, because that one is going to be the first one to go for. There's a duo just sitting there for 7.4. I'm tempted, but anyway, that's not the point. I kind of want to just save up for a Tet and then just cron slam it all the way to Pen, or it downgrades and we just light 100 billion silver on fire. That's also a thing. But I don't know. I'm still debating whether I want to just buy a try and then slam it, because like going from 20 bill to like 90 bill is pretty nice. But then that involves me grinding Ash Forest more, and then yeah, I don't know. So either way, the one that's actually obtainable is buying it at Tet, and then we just slam it, and hopefully it goes. In my opinion, I truly think that Deboreka necklaces are worth like 600 billion. And my logic for that one is, if you take this one, a Debo neck is like 90 billion, right? A hard cap is 100. Now, most people use between a 250 to 300 stack, which is about 13 to 15%, which is basically a 1 to 6 to 1 to 7, 1 in 7 chance of actually succeeding. And if you calculate like a 1 in 6 or 1 in 7 at like 90 to 100 billion, I think the pen value is literally double, so 600 billion for a pen is, I think, a fair price for it. But yeah, that's why people aren't really selling them, because I mean, it's more than it's worth before, but 300 is kind of low for the risk you take. So I think if anyone is at the point where they're looking to make a pen debo yourself, the best bet is truly to just buy a Tet and pray it slams on pen in less than 6 clicks. So yeah, but that's my goal, grinding Ash Forest a lot. And honestly, the drop rate is so bad though. Like I've been at Ash Forest for a total of even before the changes, I would say probably about like 60 hours. And you guys can watch my videos of me enhancing Debo Next from previous days, and obviously we don't have it, but you can watch it, it's on there. But that's the goal. We've been saving up costumes and everything, so that's cool. We currently have 62 costumes, and I know that sounds like a lot, but when I say I've been saving this for more than 1 week, it's been like literally months. I guess we started saving whenever the Dawn Glove came out with the Landed a Morning Light. That's when we dumped all of it. We had the video of me lighting like 60 billion silver on fire, trying to get a Dawn Glove and enhance it. I'll let you guys watch that to see how that went, but ever since then, I've been saving up more costumes again, and all those costumes are just going to be saved for Debo Teps one day. So hopefully that just goes, and yeah, that's about it. So that's been a week of BDO for me. And so basically, I think in total, we made around 15 to 16 billion silver this week in terms of costumes, like me buying costumes, enhancing materials. We also went down a lot of silver by buying those dumb Shikatu boxes for a total of 9 billion silver. And that's not pretty, actually. You can watch that video as well. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying my videos. And if you're a new player, feel free to leave it in the comments or join the Discord. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to help answer them. Whether you're a new player, returning player, or looking to just get better at the game, happy to help you guys. As well as, I just wanted to make a quick mention, is we have about 9 more days, or until August 16th. My affiliate code is on screen, so if you're looking to buy any pearls or A-coins, or just pick up the game in general, use my code Jonlaw. It's not case sensitive, and I get a small portion of what you spend, so any bit truly helps. I just want to say that I truly do appreciate all of you, and especially all of you who have said that you used my code in the past. I just want to say thank you once again, and it really does help. So with that said, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow with more cool stuff. Peace.